Hello fellow gamers, it's Peter here again, also known as Universal Head, and I'm playing another game, another battle report with my old friend Will.
Hello.
He's behind the camera, you'll see his happy smiling face in a moment. But today while Will's been here for the weekend, we've played a few new games, but it's time to play something pretty old. 25 years old, in fact. It is Epic 40,000 by Games Workshop. A sadly unappreciated game. It was only in production for 6 months back in 1997 and didn't do well. And the reason it didn't do well is that it's actually quite strategic and doesn't have all the fiddly gubbins of all the special rules and mucking about. It's actually a streamlined, easy playing system. So Games Workshop said, well, we can't have that.
So this was the second edition of this, though, wasn't it?
This was
the first edition had a third.
Third edition of this one.
Right. First edition, I recall, had many fiddly bits and pieces, and every single unit had special abilities, and it was a nightmare.
People love that kind of thing, and while that sounds like I'm knocking Games Workshop, I'm not. I'm actually knocking the fans of Games Workshop at the time, because this should have been appreciated more. What they wanted was a fiddly rule for every single little orc weapon that was hanging off the battle truck and blah blah blah. So this one simplified things more, made it more strategic, made it easier to play, and we have a memory of it being the best Games Workshop game we'd ever played back in the day.
Yeah, we thought, hurrah, they've done everything we wanted them to do to improve this game.
Yeah, and it's funny because it's probably, I'm taking a wild stab here and saying it was the lack of success of this game that probably led Games Workshop to not want to change their old systems, because they tried and they failed, so they went back to the fiddly stuff.
A watershed moment.
There you
didn't shed any water.
Thanks, Will. So we're going to start playing some of the games in the book. It depends how long each one takes for to see how many we actually get done. But the first one, I'm just going to show you a few bits and bobs from it as we get to know the rules again, and then we'll go into more detail as we go along. This is the first game.
So if the terrain abruptly changes and the entire game segues into something we weren't doing 5 minutes before, you'll know why.
You'll know why. This is the first one. It's called Gargant's Last Stand.
And here's Gargant.
Yep.
Check him out. This was a figure I bought, probably 30 years ago. Peter's repainted it, done a much better job than my original psychedelic version. And it's even got a movable belly cannon, mega cannon. Isn't that cute? If you can use the word cute to describe a Gargant.
No, I don't think you can really. So we've got a road coming down the middle that splits into two. I've got my... so this is... Will just has the Gargant, nothing else. But here I've got my leader, Force Adonis, and this is the captain here, and then two Devastator squads. And then coming on the board later on will be this force, which is, let me find it, Force Citus. It is a Land Raider and 3 Land Raiders, Land Raider HQ and 3 Land Raiders. Yes. And then over here we've got Force Lentus, which is a Space Marine captain in a Rhino, and then 3 rhinos each with a tactical squad in it.
Crunchies.
Yep. So that's all I have to go up against this frighteningly huge, great Gargant. I'm a bit terrified, but we're going to get the hang of the rules again and show you how this plays.
You're outnumbered.
I'm very outnumbered.
No, me. I've only got one figure.
Oh, you? Well, I'm outnumbered power-wise. You've got super heavy weapons.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun using them too.
So hopefully we'll get the flow of the game, at least by the second game, and then go into more detail about the rules, which are very simple. It's a very simplified game. It's great. So good to be playing Epic 40k again. I've got to say, just it took me ages to get all the figures to play all these scenarios and paint them up and everything. So I've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Yes, indeed. So let's play a few turns and then we'll come back and see how we're going.
All right, let's do that.
Rightio.
Hello, Will.
Hello, Peter. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm excellent, thank you. I'm going to be even better in a minute when I start laying vast swathes of death and destruction on these petty Space Marines. How do you feel? You're standing in the open and there's a Gargant within firing range. It's not going to look good in a minute.
Whether you have line of fire or not is another thing. There might be ruins in the way, quite
got a pretty direct line of sight there.
Anyway, so what I did basically, all my guys marched to come up into combat. We've got the Land Raiders coming up on the flank here. We've got the captain and his guys hiding behind this building, and we've got the rhinos have just charged up the middle and disembarked, and are probably all about to die horribly. Yes. But we're just getting the hang of it.
Backwards.
Can't have that.
Can't even get his battle dress in order.
Who can blame him, really? Here comes the Great Gargant, and we found out the name of this Great Gargant is actually, what was it?
Corpse Crusher.
Corpse Grinder.
Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, with a K and a DA and
of course.
all that kind of stuff.
Corpse Grinder.
Yeah. Corpse Grinder.
Corpse Grinder.
Yeah, bloody Corpse Grinder, isn't it? So, that's after the first movement, so we're slowly getting the hang of it.
So now we've got to do initiative, and for initiative for shooting.
Yeah.
And you always win the initiative for movement, but not necessarily for shooting, is that right?
Oh, that's a good question, actually.
That's what it said in the scenario rules, I seem to recall.
Yes, that's because you have a rotten crew of brand new Gretchen.
Brand new Gretchen. The others got used for target practice after an inefficient performance. And it's me.
Yay!
Excellent. So I get to shoot first, but then we alternate shots.
Yes, we do.
Okay, you're not going to be doing any shooting because you've all
Marched.
So
Yep.
there's no need to alternate. So I've just moved Corpse Grinder up another 15 centimetres. Peter's now contemplating, because he won the initiative automatically in this scenario for movement, he's now contemplating where he can put his crunchies where they're less likely to get crunched. That's what infantry are called by the tankers.
Oh, I prefer the term super soldiers.
No, crunchies.
My Land Raiders came charging onto the board with a march move last turn. This turn they're doing an Overwatch, so they're just moving only 5 centimetres, going stopping, and then their weapons go. But this thing looming on the horizon.
Yes, it's looming. It's certainly looming.
Right, I've got some rhinos here. Rhinos move. They move at 30, 10 and 30 for these guys.
Loop around the back, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
You could do a march move down the road.
Yeah, or I could move here and fire.
Yeah, that's another option.
So I'm going to do that. Just a normal move, no special moves. 30. Fire in any direction, so it doesn't matter where I'm facing. And then these guys move 10. Wait, don't leave us behind!
And he's firing his, what are these things called?
Land Raiders.
The World War I tanks. Corpse Grinder.
Yep.
With glass.
Now, they've each got 2 anti-tank weapons, so that's 8 weapons, and because they're anti-tank weapons, they treat your armour as 4, even though it's usually 5,
roll.
which is great. You've got a table here. First thing you do is to check and you see how many blast markers you place, depending on the firepower of the weapon. So you place those to start with, and then you go down to this table and you get your firepower and you cross-index it with whether your target is marching in the open or in cover and what type of target it is. And that tells you how many dice to roll. So yes, it does have a table, sadly, but then again, this was 1997, so
Tables were in fashion then.
you don't see tables anymore in tabletop miniatures games. So that gives me 6 dice, and as I said, 4 above to hit. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, so that's 4 shields. Unfortunately, Gargants have shields, so that's going to lower your shields by 4. How many shields have you got? 12.
I should point out that I've done numerous attacks and not actually, I think I've had 1 hit so far.
That's the Belford luck.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to move my
Here's your dice.
shield marker down from 6 to 2.
Okay. So you've actually got 12 shields. He's got another dice off table just representing that, because the void thing only goes up to 8 for some reason.
Weird. Okay, well, it's a first edition Gargant.
Yeah. Right, well, Will is firing a huge barrage of weapons, all his normal weapons he fired into this building where I am, and just wiped out 3 stands of Space Marines in one go. He rolled 3 6s. Rotten luck.
Read them and weep.
Yeah, read it. Here they are, just in case you want some proof.
11 dice, I got 3 6s.
Yeah, so that's devastating. That's my Space Marine Captain detachment. And he's definitely in trouble, but you know, what can you do? You've got to get up there and fire.
Yep, you do. And now I'm going to give you the gaze of Mork. Oh.
It's like a huge blue beam.
Range 30 centimetres, fire arc all round. Always roll 1 dice, needing a 2+ to hit. Hits always cause critical hits on war engines. So
now, there are no armour saves in this game, by the way. There's just modifiers to your armour rating,
So-
depending on cover.
I'd need a 3+ because you're in rubble, right? You're
Yes.
in ruins.
Yeah.
Infantry armour bonus. Okay, 3+. Yes, it's another hit.
curses.
Gaze of Mork finds you out.
Oh,
Like your
Okay.
sins.
that would kill that guy who's the closest one, but you always just do your command one last, so we'll just get rid of that
That's
one.
them. And now I'm going to
That
fire
back
my
again.
mega cannon at you and place a barrage template.
Wow, this really isn't looking good.
Well, hit all units under the template, ignoring armour bonuses for cover.
Don't forget the blast
I was going to
rifles.
put it on afterwards, but you know. That's a hit.
Oh, look, he's rolling sixes like a mad thing. This is ridiculous.
So that's it. He'll gone.
Oh, okay,
Boom.
just wiped out my entire unit. See, this game does not muck about. Wow.
That's a savage. You got the
It's
entire Gargant.
Here's the flaming ruins of that unit. Oh!
It's easy to see why this city is ruined.
Yeah.
This is like just a massive mobile artillery piece, this thing.
I'm feeling like I don't have a chance in hell here at the moment.
Oh, don't worry. You've knocked off a whole chunk of shields
Yeah,
there.
but at the end of the turn you get to try and repair some of them.
Yeah, I thought I'll probably need a 6 to do that.
It says the man who just rolled 5 sixes.
Look, sometimes I get lucky. It's not very often.
We'll just, luckily for me, not. His super lifter dropper or whatever it's called.
This lifter dropper ray came out.
Yeah, and it works on the right hand side of the Gargant. So
Picked one of these guys up and
picked it up.
dropped him like a falcon killing a tortoise.
Oh, it's horrible. Now, as I said, this is the first time we've played this for a long time, so I didn't realise that the rhinos have no firepower on their own at all. So they've just driven up there for no reason whatsoever and left these guys behind.
Decoy.
Yep. And now I'm feeling that I'm doomed. But anyway, this is a learning game. As I said, we haven't played for a long time. And so I have nothing else that can fire because these two detachments are out of range.
So it's the
And
rally phase.
The only ones that are doing any appreciable damage at the moment are these land raiders. So yes, it's the rally phase. In the rally phase, you can remove D6 -1 blast markers from each detachment. You roll separately. So that one's gone. Rally broken detachments. No one's broken. Repair war engine damage on void shields. So repaired on 4+ on a D6. How am I supposed to get through those shields? 6.
What, repaired all of them? That can't be right.
No, each one.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you'd roll.
So how many did I lose?
66.
I lost 4.
4. Okay, so 3 more.
3 more. No, I only repaired
That's
one
good.
of them.
No, repaired one. That's pretty good. Check victory conditions. No, that's it. Next round. Seriously, how would you be in these tanks with this thing coming down towards you?
Maybe you should get down to table level and show them what it looks like. Help me!
These guys, the squad, have done a march move up there. They're trying to obviously get behind the Gargant, and they're hiding behind the ruins there. The riders have come back. One of them's picked up one of the squads, and he's the one there. He's got the 2 squads inside him. The other one is coming back. I don't know what the hell he's doing yet. The rhinos backed up 5 centimetres and then went on Overwatch, hopefully staying out of range, but still enough to do some decent firing, because they're the ones with the anti-tank firepower.
Right, so now we do initiative for who's going to fire
For
first.
shooting, yeah.
And it is you.
Yay!
So Peter's now attacking with his land raiders.
This game system is so much easier than your average Games Workshop game. It's because there isn't a huge number of special abilities. That really makes the difference. There's just a few special abilities here, different special super heavy weapons. And it just makes it so much more fast flowing. It's fantastic.
And there's no armour saves, no
armor saves, you just roll
the
the
hit,
you
roll
do
the
damage.
wound, roll the save, none of that.
Yep, it's a great system. It's such a shame that it didn't take off. Anyway, I'm firing with my Land Raiders. They have 2 anti-tank weapons each, so it's 8 firepower, and you're a mobile war engine in the open, so I get to roll 6 dice. I need a 4 plus.
He needs a 4+. Oh, it's a will roll. Check it out.
Oh,
That's not good.
I'm doomed. That's crucial.
They can't shoot, so it's my turn to shoot.
Oh,
dear,
no.
you're going to cop the whole thing.
Oh no.
Everyone's pointing at
Oh,
you.
hold on, shooting phase on Overwatch. Re-roll any dice that miss.
Ah! God, snatch from the jaws of defeat.
I forgot that last time.
Yeah,
didn't
but
I?
you did a lot. You did just about maximum damage anyway.
Crucial. If you go on Overwatch, that's the other great thing about this game. This game is the special orders. You've got Overwatch, Assault, or March move, and if you choose one of those orders, it modifies what you do in the Assault and shooting phases. And
It's very clever.
Really, really clever.
Okay, reroll.
So,
See if you can get some 6s this time. Oh,
1, 2,
better.
3, 4.
4 hits.
There we go.
Okay, so there's 4 shields.
Yeah.
You take that.
I really want to get through those shields because
So,
if I do get through the shields, I start doing critical damage on his critical damage table.
Right, so I'm down to 5.
I've just realised the only chance to win this game for the Space Marines is to carefully stay out of your fire arcs and the range of your weapons.
It's not getting to both.
Yeah.
Don't stand directly in front.
Like those idiots.
So my fire arcs, so I've got the lifter droppers on the right, so I can't use it on them.
Yep.
And but I do have my heavy weapon battery on the left, so you're going to cop that one. The others, the Gaze of Mork and all the other guns are all around, and the heavy cannon fires out at 45 degrees, so you're definitely copying that one. So the only thing you're immune to where you are is the lifter dropper. Okay, so here you go. Heavy weapon battery and 2 shoulder batteries. That's 14 firepower. This is on the front too.
Okay, that puts
14.
one blast marker on me.
Okay, and that's gives me 11 dice against a mobile war engine. And I need what's your armour?
My armour is 6 plus for a Land Raider.
So I've got 11 dice, I need a 6.
Yep.
I got 3 hits.
3 in there.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, look at that. No hit, wound, save business, just hit. Yay!
3 hits on the front 2.
3 hits.
How many damage points have they got?
That's a good point. They just have one. This is the thing, everything, if you're not a big war engine, you just get hit and you're dead.
Oh, I love a hit dead game.
Yeah. How many? 3.
3.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But I can only get 2 of them. No, I can't.
I can only get 2.
They're out of range, so all I can do is kill the front 2.
Alright. Phew.
You're lucky. Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's lucky. That's lucky in a game of Epic.
Yeah. It's
Okay,
not
now,
like the people inside those tanks.
Mega cannon, 45 centimetres from here. Yes, I can get you with the barrage template. Whampa! Roll to hit all units under the template, ignoring armor bonuses for cover. Each attack places an additional blast marker on the target. So I got to roll to hit, so I need a 6 to hit you, right?
Each attack places additional blast marker. So
That's what it says.
It's number 2.
So that's a miss. That's a hit.
Oh, another hit!
Boom.
Oh, wow.
This scenario is ridiculous. How the hell do you have a chance?
I have no
What
idea.
are we doing wrong here? There must be something.
Well, yeah, it seems a bit heavy on the strategy for a first game. This is the first scenario which says this is a good way to learn the rules. Maybe it's a good way to...
It's a good way to learn the rules in a very one-sided combat.
One thing we've forgotten is that each blast marker on a unit or on a detachment reduces its firepower by 1 dice, so we should have had 1 dice.
Do you want me to roll those dice again?
No, that's alright. It's my shooting, isn't it? I don't think I can shoot with anything. These guys are very much behind that wall.
They did a march move.
Then they did a march move anyway. These guys are out of range.
They can't shoot, they're inside the
No,
truck.
they can't shoot because they're in there. Yeah, the objective of the scenario is for him to destroy these 2 bunkers. There's one there and one way over there. But of course, once he's killed all of me, that won't be a problem. He can
Take my time. Spend all day just
Literally
stroll around the ruins, stomping on bunkers here and here.
keep going. It's a little dance.
I'm not going to
Destroy a bunker.
Corpse Grinder does not dance.
Destroy a bunker to the left and a bunker to the right. We're back for game number 2 of Epic 40,000. This is the second scenario in the book. It's called Rescue. And basically it's an assassin is on this planet that has infiltrated the Space Orc army, and they're now at this homestead over here, being protected by a small group of Space Marines. The Orcs are coming to try and kill the assassin. I've got a relief force of Rhinos, Land Raiders and Whirlwinds coming in behind the Orcs. The assassin is here. That's who we're trying to protect. So Will, as the Orcs, is trying to kill the assassin. What he has to do is destroy the unit she's with in close combat. So, you're between 2 things. I'm trying to get... Oh, and to win, I have to get the assassin off this side of the board.
Yes, that's the tricky part.
Now, in the book, this is set up for... It's a very poorly described scenario, but it's really set up for an 8-inch long table, which is just so impractical. It's ridiculous. How many people have an 8-inch long table? So
8 foot long table.
8-inch long table.
8-inch table.
Yes, most people have an 8-inch table. Well, no. How many people have an 8-inch table? Not many.
It's not a very practical
So,
table.
8-foot table. So we've compressed distances a bit to make it 6 feet. We'll see if it works. Who knows? Who cares? Let's give it a go.
The net effect is, in theory, it should make it easier for Peter to win.
That sounds good.
All right, let's go.
So Will has one initiative for the first turn, so he can move all of his units. And wow, check them out. Don't they look fantastic? Look at that. We've got some battle wagons there. We've got some little Gargants. We've got some bike boys, boar boys mounted on boars, of course, because orcs are boars. There's some commandos, some shooty boys, some big guns. Yep,
We got the works.
we've got the works.
Okay, and the Storm Boys have got a speed of 10, but they've got jump packs, so they're going to use those jump packs to double their distance and go 20.
Clear their throat.
Yes.
How come were they scouts, were they?
By scouts,
Ah,
commandos,
there we go. Look
infiltrators.
at the size of this crater, it's huge.
Yes, this is an orbital strike that's come down here. Small caliber orbital strike, really, when you think about it.
I also have some scouts over here.
Okay, these guys are going 10.
These guys have jump packs. And there's my captain. My captain. Here they come. Did you give them any special orders? This is just a normal move, is it?
It's just a normal move. It's a good point. I could do a march, couldn't I, with those guys?
Good, that's 3 times normal move if you do a march.
Yeah, but then I can't shoot.
So these guys march moving?
Yeah, I think they're going to have to, otherwise I'm going to get swatted. But these guys are hit dead. If they die, there's a 50% chance the people inside them get killed as well.
Excellent. Battle wagons, not really designed for transport, but the orcs just hang on to the outside for dear life. Oh, he's going for the march move. So Will brought up this unit, and I snap-fired and killed a couple of his tanks, or his battle wagons, and one of the units that was inside it. And then he's disgorged all the orcs there. One of the things about Epic is the distances are really long. These things can, your bikes can move, 45?
45, yeah. So
Yeah.
if I sprint with them, they can go, 200
times
centimetres?
Yeah, really.
Or 150 something.
Things are fast. Gee, how'd you be at the farm? We've bought the farm!
I told you it was a bad investment.
Right, so Will's finished his movement. He very bravely brought his commandos right up here, and I snap-fired and killed one of their units. These guys march moved, the rest of them moved normally, so you can see he's moved quite considerably forward towards the farm, where they're quaking in their boots, I can tell you, as they see this bunch coming over the horizon. So it's time for the cavalry. It's my move. I'm going to bring on the rhinos, whirlwinds, and land raiders. And they've come all the way up here, big march move. Then I've got Force Carrera with the land raiders and whirlwinds. They're ready to come up. And then over here I also put my other guys on march move and brought the assassin up into this crater with this assault squad. And these guys moved from over there into this. So because they weren't engaged there by the commandos, they're running over to here. So we're trying to get away from the farm as soon as possible.
And the orcs have just charged headlong in with no thought to strategy or what the hell the enemy might actually do that would be sensible, which is to run around the flank. So I've got no one covering that. I'm going to have to go screaming halt and try and chase them down.
There won't be much shooting because they're on march moves.
Well, that was the end of my turn. So no one's shooting anybody.
Oh, no one's shooting. Didn't you have anyone not on march move?
Oh no, these guys went on march moves.
Yeah, they are. They can shoot. Well, first blood for Will. He took out one of my scout units with his battle wagon, and then his stomper war boss guy fired at my detachment over here and took out one rhino and one unit of space marines. It's deadly, it's fast, it's horrible. So we're going to go down and have some lunch at the pub, and then we'll come back to it. But doesn't it look spectacular?
Looks great. I just wish I'd thought through what the hell I was doing before I did that ridiculous move.
No, well, it's a learning game. We've gone down to the pub, had some lunch, another beer, and now we're started on the next round.
Don't forget the deep philosophical discussions and debates.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff you don't see here on the Esoteric Order of Gamers.
We spare you that.
How long have we known each other, Will?
Since we were 13, so what's that? 43 years.
43 years. That is frightening.
It is.
Yep, and
It's
we've
far
spent a
too
lot
long.
of time together actually in those 43 years, playing music in various bands and doing things.
Playing
So
games.
we have a lot to talk about, and sometimes it's not about games even.
Astonishingly enough. Although we could easily have spent a good hour just debating the nice pros and cons of Epic version 1 versus version 2.
We could. Instead
Has
we
been
tried
known
to
to
solve all the world's problems instead.
And failed.
It is the next turn, so we're probably going to draw for initiative,
We're going
aren't
to draw for initiative. And you're telling me we don't put this back in.
No, this is a new turn, so we do put it back in.
See, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm the green
When I
there.
say turn, I mean round, of course. It's
Things
a
up
round.
there, but it's your first go. That's really annoying.
Excellent. So it's the first movement phase. I get to decide whether you move first or I move first.
I think I know what you're going to choose.
Well, it depends really, because you're just moving, aren't you? There's no
Just
attacking
moving.
going on. I
And
think I'll let you move first.
Okay, alright, good. Thank you.
Just done his movement phase, and it's been a very interesting one. He's got all these guys lined up. They're all on assault actions. So they're going to be assaulting my guys here and here. Remember, this is the one with the assassin. He's moved these guys. They've turned around and ready to meet the rhinos in an assault. And these guys over here.
I forgot about the commandos that were lurking over here. They've got to go back and rejoin their unit.
Oh, okay. They're in range.
They are now.
Okay. And these guys over here are in Overwatch. So they've turned around, moved 5 centimetres, and are ready to fire at the coming Land Raiders and Whirlwind. So it's all about to kick off.
It's going to be a maelstrom in the centre.
It really is. It's like, it makes you think of those old Games Workshop pictures from a distance with all the missiles going through the air and firing as the huge forces hit each other. There's a real sense of scale to it. It's great.
Peter is on the horns of a dilemma here. Does he... Because this unit here, which has the assassin in tow, is already 30 centimetres away from its leader here and wants to get off the board here. So he's wondering, do I keep jumping and with these guys in battle wagons and motorbikes coming up behind?
Just go, the guys in the jump packs going as these battle wagons and bike boys go. It's like Mad Max, basically. They're being chased by crazy Mad Max.
Very
and
Mad
they're
Max.
just hopping on their jump packs.
So, what are you going to do?
Well, I feel that if I try and meet this assault, I'm going to be wiped out.
Yes, you've got one reconnaissance unit.
And if this unit gets wiped out in a close assault, you win the game because you get the assassin. So I really got to do a march move. I think
get the hell out of dodge, buddy.
Yeah, he's got a 10 move, so he can move 30. Hey, a lot of people may not have seen these. These were the old Games Workshop measuring sticks that used to come in Games Workshop games.
Yes.
Little plastic ones. And this one's got centimetres on it because Epic 40,000 is the only Games Workshop game I know of that used centimetres as a measuring measure rather than inches. So there you go. Very interesting. But now I'm going to use a tape measure. 30. Run, my little ones! It's not a lot, is it?
And that means your whole unit has to do a march move. It's going to leave them very exposed.
And these guys are going to go right behind them. Oh, the scouts are holding them back. And then here come the others.
Yep.
They can go to there.
Right into the teeth of the assault. You go ahead, we'll hold them off.
Yep, basically. And 30, just down to there. There we go. Oh, look, the captain, the Valiant, stand in the crater.
The Leagued garrison.
Oh, that's great. It's such a good game. It's just so good.
Okay, you better put a march token on them.
Yep. And that's not good. Yeah, march move. Because if I'm attacked in the assault phase and I've got a march move, my assault and firepower is halved.
Excellent.
That's not good. So I think I'm going to have to assault these guys on the boars and the battle wagons. Okay, there's a charge.
Yeah, your assault's going that way.
It's right that way. These guys, however, are going to overwatch.
There's a
and give you
barrage.
Barrage of fire.
Yeah, I can see that coming a mile off.
Yeah, and in fact they're in a nice position. They're just going to really, well, maybe they could get 5 centimetres closer. There we go. Here they come.
Right.
There we go. Now we're up to the shooting phase.
So we need to draw initiative.
Yep.
This is fairly crucial.
Pretty crucial. We alternate shooting.
That's
Me again.
Dog again.
Fantastic.
So Peter has 5 dice, 10 attacks at infantry in the open, comes down to
5 dice.
5 dice on the table. So
And
it's
that's
a
next.
4 plus to hit.
4 plus. Here we go, Land Raiders. Only 3.
Only 3.
Still, that's pretty good. So those 3 dice are assigned to the 3 closest
So those guys are
guys.
dead. And
What does that dude take?
I don't know. He's got a armor of 5 plus. Which
Yeah, but you used the lowest armor value for the detachment, and I used anti-tank weapons
okay,
anyway.
so it's 4 plus. So talk about wimpy. You call yourself a war
Is
boss.
that the war boss?
Seriously, they've only got 1 hit?
Well, apart from war engines, everything has 1 hit.
Okay, fair enough.
Working out the attacks from this detachment, we did the Land Raiders first and then realised that was a mistake. In fact, all the whirlwinds have barrage templates. So you cover those over the figures and you add how many models are underneath the barrage templates to the firepower. So we did all that and worked out that it was 20 dice. Okay, so that gave me 2 blast markers and allowed me to roll 10 dice to hit on a 4 or plus. And then I roll this. And I get 2 hits.
2 hits.
Out of 10 dice on a 4 plus. So
Fate is
only
a
2
cruel
hits.
master.
Unbelievably lucky.
So you take these 2 out.
Take those 2 off.
And I got a couple of blast markers as well.
Yeah, so that entire
going to
unit
inhibit
firing just killed 2 units from that unit.
On the
Very
other hand,
frustrating.
if you'd rolled better than that, you could have wiped out the entire thing quite easily.
Yeah, I could have.
Yeah, you could have quite easily.
Crap, unfortunately.
Yes, fortunately for me.
So it's now your go. You pick a unit to shoot with.
Yes.
We're doing this great little exchange of fire here in the shooting phase between these 2 units who are both getting ready to assault each other in the assault phase. However, you do have to make a leadership test if you've got any blast markers before you assault. But in the firing phase, Will rolled very well and got rid of 1 rhino. I'm firing back now. Now the problem is, of course, you calculate your firepower and then you have to reduce it by the number of blast markers you have.
And you've got to halve it because you're in an assault phase.
And you've got to halve it because
So
you're in
you
an
end up
assault.
with 1 die.
So I've got 6 guys. Rhinos don't add anything. They're just trucks. So I had 6 guys, halved by 3, minus 1 for the blast marker, 2 firepower. I do that on the table. I can roll 1 dice. And what do I have to get?
4 plus. So you probably do a hit.
Come on!
No,
it's a 2.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's annoying. I'm a bit worried. I'm a little bit outnumbered for this.
Okay, so now it's my next shooty phase.
Yep.
And that's probably going to be here.
Your assault is halved.
Actually, hang on a minute. These guys are part of this unit that's assaulting, so they should have fired at something.
Are they in range?
Do they have to fire at the same target?
A unit may split its firepower between several target detachments. Work out each shot separately.
Alright, excellent. In that case, those guys are bike boys.
Thank goodness I have this Esoteric Order of Gamers rule summary. So if you happen to still be playing Epic 40,000, you go along to the website at orderofgamers.com.
Make sure you get yourself a copy.
And you'll have a summary of this. Yep, you'd be
This-
surprised actually.
Whole rules on there. Everything you really actually need to know on there while
Yeah.
you're playing.
You'd be surprised how many old games are supported by the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Go and check out the website and see how many in your collection have rule summaries.
Okay, so those 3 bike boys are firing at you. They've got a firepower of 1 each. That's 3. They're assaulting, and they've got a blast mark. They've got 2 blast markers on them, so that's reduced by 2. So I've got none. Can't do it.
Excellent.
Okay. My artillery unit is now firing back on his artillery unit. Classic counter battery situation. And I'm going to re-roll any misses. And they've got rockets and barrage and whatever. And the
Shooty boys.
shooty boys, they're all firing at him. I ended up with 8 dice. I need a 5 plus and I get re-rolls. And I got 2 hits. I'm going to re-roll all those.
So your
Come
re-rolls
on!
are big.
Give me a good one.
No.
Oh, that's woeful.
Nothing.
Utterly woeful.
2 hits.
2 hits, but there's 6 pluses, so that's 2 Land Raiders.
Yeah.
Gone.
Ow.
It's hard to kill things even without 2 hit, to wound, to save.
No, it's good because there's high numbers to kill, but you do get a decent amount of dice. So
I remember
that's nice.
when we switched from first edition of this game to this 3rd edition, and it was the thing that was the biggest revelation was that everything has 1 hit point, so it's hit dead.
Yeah.
And that just made everything so much simpler.
Yeah, I know, it's incredible. The original edition, which was called Space Marine, was went through 2 editions, and it was so complicated. It was just crazy. And yet there were all heaps and heaps of people who preferred that system. This one just didn't take off because they liked the complexity of Space Marine.
I remember making summary sheets like this for all the units in it, but it went on. It was like an A3 sheet.
Yeah.
To cover all of, because every single model had its own special abilities. And,
it's kind of sad because this system was invented by Jarvis Johnson, who sadly has just, well, not sadly, but he's just retired from Games Workshop quite recently, actually. And Andy Chambers, and they have said that this is their favourite war game rules that they came up with.
You can see why, it's great.
But for some reason it just didn't resonate with the Games Workshop audience. They just can't seem to get away from that whole roll to hit, roll to wound, roll to save system.
I know. Let's start a Kickstarter to revive Epic.
Oh, I'm sure Games Workshop would be happy about that. They'd throw their support behind that 100%.
Well, they ought to do it. They might have something on them.
Well, there's reasons why they probably don't do it, and probably the main reason is that it would compete with their main money spinner, which is Warhammer 40,000.
Yes, but on the other hand, it requires bone figures in a whole new scale, which might get a whole new cohort of people who aren't interested in Warhammer 40,000, like me, for example.
That's true, but it might also take players away from Warhammer 40,000 and the far more expensive, larger models that are part of that game.
I wonder what a Gargant would cost.
I can assure you, I'm sure they've had boardroom meetings about this several times. And as much as we all love Epic, I'll be surprised if we see it again. But you never know, because Games Workshop has actually brought back a lot of old games. I mean, we've got Dungeon Ball. Who thought Dungeon Ball was going to come back? But
I wish they'd bring back Dungeon Quest. Now, there was a good game.
Anyway, it did come back. Fantasy Flight Games did it.
Oh, really?
Brought back it. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, they did 2 versions of it.
There you go. See, look, I'm just not in touch with the gaming community.
Unlike not up with it.
Yeah. Paragon.
No, the license went to Games Workshop and Fantasy Flight had the license and redid Dungeon Quest, which I don't know. It's never grabbed me. It's just too random for me. But
yeah, but it's a great game to play with kids.
Yeah, that's true.
When you've got kids, it's this is how you introduce children to dungeon adventuring and many ways of dying horribly.
Yeah, which all children should learn.
Yes. So this guy you've got left, he hasn't attacked yet.
Hasn't he attacked yet?
No, I think him and him. He can't attack.
I think he did.
Yeah, he did. That's right, he did.
Yeah, he did.
So we're all done then.
We're all done. We're up to the assault phase. This is where things get interesting.
It's going to get really nasty.
So Will's doing an assault. He's moved these guys up into contact. There's some stragglers up the back here. And there's some bike units who have attacked the unit where I've got the assassin. Look at them. They're halfway down the board, my unit with the assassin. Still half to go. And they've been assailed by this Mad Max crew of orcs on motorbikes.
It's not a good situation.
It's not a good situation. If I'm wiped out here, it's the end of the game. Prematurely, if you ask me, but there you go. So the next thing we do is we total the assault values of units in base contact with the enemy. So let's do this one over here first.
Ball boys. They've got an assault of 2, and the battle wagons have an assault of 2, so that's 6.
Okay, mine have all got 3, so I've got 9.
Space Marines are just better at everything, aren't they?
I told you, super soldiers, didn't I? Super soldiers.
Super soldiers.
Super soldiers.
Okay, now did I pass my leadership test? I did.
You did. You've got to pass a leadership over the number of battle markers you have, or blast markers. And then we add bonuses based on how they compare on this table.
Yep.
So 9 versus 6. Own assault firepower total is higher, so I get a +1.
And I have more blast markers, so you get a +2.
Yep. There's little modifiers here.
Okay.
So I get a +2. The dice, we both roll a d6. I get a +2.
Okay. Right. That makes sense. That's a good system.
It's a good little system, isn't it? Again, it's all streamlined in Epic 40k. It's great.
That may not have sounded streamlined, but it actually is streamlined.
Once you get the hang of it.
6!
Oh no! I get a +2. 6.
It's equal. What does that mean?
It's equal. Oh dear. On a draw, place 1 battle blast marker on every involved detachment and roll again.
Oh God.
Woohoo.
Okay, so it hasn't changed.
Here we go. What's it going to roll? It's going to be a 1.
It's a 3.
3.
Make it a 1.
Oh, it's a 4 versus 3. So I won. Determined difference. Each detachment on the losing side receives the number of BMs equal to the difference, so you get another blast marker.
Narrow win, so I get another blast marker.
Yep.
A bit
Look
blasted.
at the combat difference on the close combat table. The difference in scores.
Right, so that's a kill roll.
So we both do this.
Yeah, so I do...
So you look up the results. The difference is a narrow win, which isn't great because we both roll 4+ to see if each of our units are dead. Wow.
Okay, so I'll roll 4+ to kill you. No.
No, you're supposed to do it for your own units, really, aren't you?
No. I'll roll 4+ to kill you.
I think you are.
No, and I'll roll 4+ to kill you.
Not that I'm not
yes,
happy with these
killed
results.
one of you.
Okay, he's dead.
Okay, now you can roll for me.
Okay, 4+ for this guy.
No.
No, 4+ 4. What's he doing there?
It's your own unit. I told
This
you to
guy.
get him out of the way. I said, get those trucks out of here. But
Barrel
you didn't
wagon's
listen to me.
gone. This guy. He's gone.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Okay, now here's a conundrum
So
for
you've
you.
only got one battle wagon left.
Yeah, but there's this unit over here is part of this. They're just attacking
That's
a
right.
separate
We'll
thing.
just do it separately. That's fine. Is there anything else we have to do? All losing side detachments.
Oh, he's got to be broken, surely.
Yep, are broken and must retreat.
Okay.
So mark broken detachments with order dice.
Yep.
One of those green dice.
Yes.
That one's broken. It must make a retreat move of up to 20 centimetres in any direction, but the retreat ends within 15 centimetres of an enemy it is destroyed.
Okay.
Off you go.
I'll just run off back here.
Run, scum.
Okay, so now here's a vexed question for you. We started out with 2 blast markers on there, right?
Yep.
So those would apply to that combat.
Oh, yeah, because
So they're not relevant now, but they would apply to that because they got smashed.
Okay, that's kind of weird, isn't it? I wonder if we should have done this together, but I'm not sure.
Well,
Anyway, it's too late now.
who knows?
Let's do them separately. So let's do this one. It
So
is.
it's the bike boys. I've got an assault value. Well, they've only got assault value 1. That's pretty crap.
That's good, and there's 3 of them, so it's 3. Mine is an assault squad. They've got an assault value of 3, so that's 6. 3 versus 6.
Now I've got 2 blast markers.
So that's doubles.
So hang on, I've got to pass. I passed the leadership test for the whole unit, didn't I?
So I get a +3. Because my firepower is twice, and my assault is twice, and I have more blast. You have less blast markers, so that's +3 for me. Yeah, that's great. Oh,
dear.
so that's 7 to 3. 7 to 3. That means you take 4 blast markers.
Really?
Yeah, and it's 4. So you're hurled back. So the winner, I need a 2+ to kill you, and you need a 5+ to kill me.
6 blast
Here we
markers.
go.
for me.
2+ to kill you. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. Wipe
2
out
plus.
the. Yep.
2
All
plus.
dead.
What
Yep.
do I need?
I hurled you back. You need a 5+ to kill me. This one.
No. Come on. Yes. Got
Kill
one of
one.
you, you dog.
That's it. The assassin lives. Woohoo!
Just utterly smashed.
Nice little
Space
system.
Marines, they're just too
That's
powerful.
great. It's really good. So you have to retreat. No, you're all dead.
I'm all dead, sir.
Yeah, you're all dead. So. And you've retreated. This is a good day for the Space Marines.
And they're broken.
That was actually a crucial combat because now this unit with the assassins, or with the assassin I should say, has a clear run to the other side of the board and will be getting behind my own lines. There's no other forces in front of me. Now, of course, they can move pretty fast, try to come up, but things are looking good for the Space Marines. So here was I gloating about the survival of this unit, and now he's assaulting with this unit, which I thought was going to attack this one, but he's just totally bypassed it.
Because
They
in the
come over
charge of an assault, you can move double.
You can move double.
Is it only infantry that can do that, or is it everybody?
No, it's everybody.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So
Any
these-
rule, assaulting units may charge into close combat. Oh, hold on. Infantry may move at double speed when charging.
Yeah.
You're right. It's only
It's
infantry.
only infantry. I thought so.
Phew.
Okay, so
Right,
but
back
those
you go.
hang on, those guys can still go 25.
No, sorry. Off you go. Off your job.
Damn.
Oh, that was close.
Oh, it's a good thing I asked.
Playing with Will. It's always a wonderful, honest experience.
That's right. No one ever tries to bend the rules, but I can get you with some of them, you bastard. Well, I can get those guys with one of them. Oh, that's a hiding to nothing.
Perhaps
If ever
we
I
should
heard
just
one.
go and have a look at Belford Bingo here, where we have it's the list we have forgets and or makes up game rules. That's always been already been ticked off this weekend. We haven't had this one though. It's been quite surprising, which is complains about terrible burden of learning rules of a few new games when Peter has been preparing them for months and they are probably playing the most perfect incarnation of the game possible in all of creation. We haven't ticked that one off yet. You've been great, Will. I'm impressed.
Okay. I've been in therapy. So my infantry can move double, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means these three can all get in there. Get in there.
Oh, that's my captain there.
And these guys can't get in close enough to get into base-to-base contact. They're going to come up here anyway. The tanks can go 25, so they could all get in basically behind you, so I'm going to do that.
All right. Okay, Will has got 14 assault firepower there. I've only got 6. That's not good.
So I'm double.
You're
So
double.
that gives me +2.
Yep. You've got any blast markers? No.
No.
So you just get +2.
I get a +2. Okay, here we go. Oh, 6. That's going to hurt.
Oh, this isn't good. I've got 6. Fantastic.
Bloody
so that's
hell.
a difference of 2. I take 2 blast markers.
Forced back.
Oh, this is the last stand of the mighty captain. Captain, okay. My captain. Well done.
I kill you on a 3+. So here comes the first one. No. Second one. Die! Yes!
Okay. My captain's still alive.
Okay, you kill on a 4+.
4+. Oh, here we go. The last stand. This rule system is brilliant. It's great. It's really good.
This is Rock's Drift.
Yeah, what a great system. It's just so simple. I mean, I love the fact that in Assault you both get a chance to kill the other guys. It's just very, very clever.
It's very clever.
One last thing about that last combat. I actually lost that combat, so I had to run 20 centimetres. I tried to run over there, but I ended up 15 centimetres still within one of his units, so I was destroyed. So my HQ unit becomes the next lower ranking unit, so one of these. So these guys are the only units left from that detachment. So they're off by themselves, running. Well, what are you going to do? You rolled the initiative for this turn. You have to move first.
Yes, I'm going to move this unit.
Okay. You're going to try and catch up.
I've got to try and catch them. So the question is, do I do a...
Look at that. The solitary unit off in the distance, desperately running for the horizon.
Do I do a march? See, now, how fast do these guys move? If you do a march, how far do they go?
30.
If you do a march?
Yep.
No, they've got to go further than that.
No, they only move 10.
Oh, really?
3 times that is 30.
Okay, so the furthest you could get away would be something like there.
Yeah, so it's going to take me 2 turns to get off the board.
It's going to take you 2 turns to get off the board.
Ooh, it's close.
All right, in that case, see,
you're running out of guys.
I know. Well, I've got the choice. I either try and steal a march on you and get in front of you, or I get into here and try and kill you. But the chances of doing that with the Space Marine 5+ armor save is very low.
Well, there's only 2 units to kill.
Only 2 units, he says.
That's pretty close.
That's 2 5s or 6s I've got to roll, assuming I get enough shots.
I really like the scenario. It's really interesting, isn't it?
It is. It's great. It's the kind of scenario we used to create when we were back in the days when we created scenarios.
Very bored with those scenarios where you just have a side on each side and they just go in the middle trying to find objectives. Yes. It's much more interesting.
Yes, controlling an objective point. Are you within 1 inch of it? No, I'm 1.5 inches away from it. Oh, I win.
Yeah.
That's a bit annoying. Anyway.
This is much more of a narrative kind of story.
So I have to think about this.
His artillery now, he's firing his big guns. There's big rockets there at my unit here.
Sounds really impressive. I mean, I ended up with 3 dice.
Yeah.
And if I get any hits, he's probably just going to take them as trucks. And I need a 5 or a 6.
Yep.
That's 2 hits.
2 hits.
Oh, look at that.
That's pretty
2
good.
rhinos.
Yeah. Well, no, it's the closest units though, isn't it? So really,
one of them.
Closest units is kind of
him and him.
Probably those guys. That's my my captain.
Just take that guy out.
So we'll just take him out instead. There we go.
So those rhino units, even though they've got no firepower and are just useful for moving things around, are really good for soaking up damage.
That's a good point. It is, isn't it?
So but of course, once you've lost them, you can't move at anything like your normal, your super fast speed.
No, they only move 10.
But if you're not planning on going anywhere, put your rhinos out front, get the truck drivers killed, and save all of your infantry.
Yeah, absolutely. My move, my guys keep running, march move, trying to make it to the horizon. We're almost there, kids! These guys have just done a normal move so they can hack into this detachment, and these guys are on Overwatch so they can continue firing at this useless unit over here. Things are going well for the Space Marines. That's one way of putting it. Peter's going for it over here.
That is one blast marker, however.
He's going to try and... Well, you haven't hit him yet.
No, but I get 1 for 4 firepower. Here we go, 3 dice.
Why 3? I thought you'd reduced it to 2.
Sorry, no, I reduced it by 1 for... Yes, you're right, 2 dice. Right. So that's 2 for... So actually, I need to put this if I actually hit.
Right. Yeah, see, you got to watch this guy.
Well, I don't know. I corrected it.
Yeah. Only on interrogation.
Okay, what's your lowest armor roll out of this bunch?
It would be 4 plus, I would imagine.
Excellent. Let's go.
It's 1 hit.
1 hit, and they're the closest. And he only takes 1. He's gone, and that also puts a blast marker on you.
Right.
Excellent. Your shot.
My shot. Oh, okay. Well, they charge, so they can't shoot.
Great.
These guys are broken, so they can't shoot.
Great.
They've already fired in the artillery, so they can't shoot. So the only thing I've got that can shoot is these big guns here.
Shooty boys.
Which are on Overwatch, but don't get a reroll. Okay?
Yep.
So I've got 3 shooty boys. Shooty boys.
Stupid name.
Stupid name. Okay, that gives me 6.
Right, and the battle wagon.
Battle wagon? No, he's broken.
Oh, okay. So just 6.
6. Oh, and this guy. 10 firepower.
Wow.
Against vehicles in the open.
That's 1 blast marker.
10. That's 5 dice.
That's against him.
Huh?
Yeah, well, him.
Oh, I can't hit them. They can hit them though.
1 on them.
So 5 dice on them. Here we go. Basically, I need a 5 plus, don't I?
Yep.
Oh, that's 2 hits. That's
2
another
hits.
2 of those.
Another
Boom,
couple of rhinos.
boom.
No, yep. It's very sad. It's completely meaningless when it comes to victory conditions, but it's very sad.
Well, it reduces your counterattack capability quite significantly. And no rerolls, unfortunately.
Excellent. So, I'm on Overwatch, so I'll fire back at you.
Right.
Because we can't have this kind of cheekiness.
No, they're all very closed up in a bunch.
Yep, they are. And there's blast markers here, so the Land Raiders have 2. And for the Whirlwinds, there's 5 of them. So, let me see. Oh, look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You can basically plaster the whole
9,
area.
10.
Let's just plaster the whole area.
How do you do that?
I don't know.
But there's 5 of them. Okay, so 15 dice plus the Land Raider is 2, so that's 17 dice, 17 firepower. Jesus. And I've got 1 blast marker, so that's 16 firepower, which gives you 2 blast markers.
And that's infantry in the open.
Oh, hold on, I've got 1 blast marker, so that halves it. So that's 15, which is one marker. Oh, makes all the difference. 15, and it's vehicle infantry in the open, 8 dice.
8 dice.
2, 4, 6, 8. Here we go.
And you need a 4 plus.
We're going to make some craters on the craters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dice.
5 hits.
5 hits.
Okay, well I'll wipe out the broken unit for a start. 3 of them. And I'll take out 2 of these.
No, closest ones.
What? Our closest ones?
Yep. Those 2. 5.
Jesus, that's annoying. Alright, okay. And that unit's screwed.
Oh, I'm so close to the edge. Look, just a couple of inches away from freedom. The only thing that Will has got is a few battle wagons back here. I'm about to assault some of them. And I've got the other guys on Overwatch. What are you going to do, Will? This is your last chance.
My only chance is to get these tanks in, battle wagons in close enough and get a shot. So they don't get doubled in movement in assault, so I've just got to do a straight move and shoot.
I think we should just ignore everything else
Yeah,
and just do this thing, because this is
absolutely.
the only thing within range.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
Okay.
25.
Is that a normal move, 25?
Yep.
Yeah,
They're battle wagons.
yeah, okay.
They're not just your average.
Oh, look,
My assault unit and scouts have got the assassin with them. They're almost at the edge, and they're just being chased by a few errant battle wagons.
I think we should just skip straight to the shooting
I
phase.
think we should.
So
Okay.
let's draw.
You can't shoot. We don't need to draw. That's a good point. I marched. Yeah.
Okay, well, you got me. You could try and shoot these guys.
No, forget that. Well, they're not even in range, are they?
I don't know. What's the range? Of
The range is for a whirlwind is 45. Hello.
Get me with 2 of them.
2 of them. Okay, that's fair enough. That would be with a whirlwind. Oh, it'd be a barrage, wouldn't it?
It would be a barrage.
Marker. So it's just an individual marker for 2. So that's 2 firepower. 2 firepower on a vehicle or infantry in the open is 2 dice. Can he do it? Can he take this guy out? The shot from a whirlwind. Oh, yes, he can.
I think he can.
2 5s. 1 blast marker if I score any hits.
Okay,
It doesn't matter because he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone, but there's still 2 more units
Yeah,
in
quite
there.
right. Yep,
Right,
okay.
and now they're going to fire.
This is
There's
it, the
no
last
reroll.
chance, and you get a -1 for that blast marker.
It's really annoying. That could prove the fundamental thing.
Wow, what a fantastic scenario. Talk about making the last run for the
It's
edge.
great. And they've got a range of 45, so they can both fire.
Oh, here we go. This is crucial.
Not that it's going to matter because there's no way I'm going to kill both of you, and if I kill one of you, the other one will just pick up the assassin and run
So,
away.
we've got 5 plus.
5 plus, and I've got a firepower of 2. Oh, Jesus. Infantry in the open. I get 1 die.
1 die. That's not going to do it, my friend.
Hey!
The scouts are killed, but these guys are going to make it off the edge. Oh, just. That was an amazing scenario.
It was great fun.
Absolutely perfect.
Wow. To think if I just thought a little bit closer about what the enemy might do in this situation, like what I would do if I were the defender having to get the assassin off, I would have screened that line of defence much more carefully.
Yeah.
See, I went for the go for it, put all out, try and kill them here without thinking it through, and what I should have done was put up a line of defence to hold these bastards off and pin them.
Yeah, because I was going to be out of the farm pretty quickly from the
Yeah.
start, wasn't I? So there's no
I think
point
that's
sending a
suitable.
whole lot of troops in.
I just
that
took
direction.
a typical orc approach to it, which was charge!
Yeah. Well, look at that. What an absolute classic. Look at that fantastic John Blanche illustration. It's just so over the top, incredibly detailed.
That was an epic battle.
Yeah. And I've got to say something. One thing I really appreciate about Games Workshop is that the new boxes that they make of games are still exactly the same size.
Yes,
They all
that's
fit on the
important.
shelf perfectly together. I think that's fantastic. They've never actually changed the size of the boxes. Good on you, Games Workshop. So Epic 40,000, 1997. One of the best game systems that Games Workshop ever made. I really think if I was heading Games Workshop, I would just re-release this game with hardly any changes and bring out a whole range of epic models for Warhammer 40k. And these rules are fantastic. Just keep them. I know it tanked last time, so they're probably not going to do it in the future, but it's still a great game. And maybe in this more modern age, maybe this simple rule system would be more appreciated.
I think so. I think it definitely would. It's
Yeah.
quite flexible, it's very simple, it's very easy to learn. There's not millions and millions of dice, which is always a nice change.
But the thing is, you have huge battles on an epic scale.
It is epic. It is
With-
truly epic.
With relatively simple rules, and that's what you want. If you're going to play a big, complex game, you want simple, easy rules.
Yeah, this
So-
game, how long did this game take us to play in actual elapsed game time? Probably if we really compressed it, only a couple of hours.
Yeah, at the most, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a quick game to play, and that's one of the it's easy,
And
quick,
it gives you the
fast.
sense of a big, epic conflict rather than the sort of person against person.
But not only that, in this scenario is a really good example. It gets down to the personal level. There's an individual person trying to escape here, and in the last scenario we played, there was a single Gargant. So it's got a lot of personality. This game.
Well, the games are much more strategic as well. There's much more emphasis on strategy and tactics than there is.
Yeah. And as you
it's
saw,
great.
my strategy was flawed from the very beginning. So if I'd sat and thought through what I was going to do a little bit more carefully, and they even give you strategy tips in the scenario booklet, and I picked one of them, but it turned out to be the wrong one.
Well, the funny thing is,
Or
they
maybe it
did.
was just poor implementation on
There
my
was
part.
another edition called Armageddon after this for Epic, where they tried to have these rules, but also add some of the detail and granularity from the original editions. I haven't played that one, but I don't actually want to because I'm really happy with this edition. I like this level of abstraction, and I'm quite happy with it. I don't want to get into more details about what every individual figure does. I think this level is great because it leads to a fast, fun game.
If you want that, you play Eldorado or Wrath of Kings.
Yeah, well,
or Confrontation or
Necromunda Ash Waste.
Any number.
So I hope you've enjoyed this look at A Blast from the Past, Epic 40k, 1997. Thank you very much for playing, Will.
Absolutely my pleasure. It was one of the things, last time I visited here I said we've got to play Epic and we didn't get around to it, but this time I'm very pleased to have been able to get it back on the table, particularly after all the effort Peter went tracking down these models, buying them, having them shipped to New Zealand, constructing them, painting them, all the rest of it. Some of these things, like these rocket ships here, I bought those back in first edition, like early 90s.
Yeah, some old
There's
figures.
some very old figures here.
Yeah.
So it's really great for me to see this stuff on the table.
And also, I bought some of the figures from the estate of a guy who had a huge figure collection here in New Zealand, who sadly passed away, and a friend of his was selling a lot of the miniatures. So I managed to get some Epic 40k figures for a very reasonable price.
Oh, that's
so
great.
Isn't there something satisfying about someone who collects a whole lot of miniatures, loves games, and then they're sold to someone who paints them up and plays games with them and enjoys them?
Continuity.
Yeah, that's something quite special.
It is.
Thank you very much for watching. This is the Esoteric Order of Gamers. Check us out on orderofgamers.com because there's a rule summary for Epic 40k and lots of old games that you may have in your collection you might want a rule summary for, so check it out. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and there's a Patreon channel. If you want to support all the stuff that the Esoteric Order of Gamers does, go over to the channel and support us. Also, you can make one-off donations on the website at orderofgamers.com. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next time.
See you later.
Bye for now.